What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another update video here. So we have, I have done a couple of these this year. I usually do about 2 or 3, and then also the What is Happening videos. The next video you'll see regarding an update will be the What is Happening in 2025 video. This will be the last update video of this year, but I thought I'd just preview the second half of this year, and have a look ahead to 2025, because Gamescom was this past week. So anyway, first off, we'll talk about the rest of this year. So obviously the first half of the year is January to June, and then July to December is the second half of the year. So we've already obviously started, we're already into the second half of the year. It is August 28th when this video is being recorded and getting uploaded. What was it? So far we've done the Skybreaker DLC for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. We did Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, which wasn't planned initially, but it was on Game Pass. We did WWE 2K24, even though that came out in the first half of the year, but when it came out, things were too busy, and it was a bonus series anyway. Probably won't be doing 2K25 next year, though, because I only played 2K23 and 24 was because my brother bought them and were game shared, but he's now moved to PC, so he said he'd be getting it for PC, so I probably won't be covering 2K25 next year. Anyway, so yeah, what was I? Sorry, someone's just come past my window and just lost all thought. Yeah, so and then we did Half-Life as well, which was the second old game of the year. There was ideas that there was going to be loads of different games, but in the end just settled for Half-Life in the end, which I actually really enjoyed playing it, despite the fact that it did irritate me at times. But hey ho, it's the oldest game I've ever played on my channel, I believe, as well. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that is where we are currently right now. Now, of course, there are still a couple of games left to come out this year. Of course, I don't think there are as many playthroughs. No, in fact, there isn't as many playthroughs in the second half of the year than there was in the first half. A little bit like last year in 2023, but there are some arguably bigger titles in the second half of this year. Longer games, of course. The last lengthy game I've played this year was probably Stellar Blade. That was a 30-part series. Everything. The next biggest series since then was WWE 2K24, which was 20 videos. Everything else has been less. So, you know, either because it was a DLC or that was a voice crack, a DLC or a shorter game. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of where. But yeah, that is what it is anyway. So starting on the 30th of October, we do have Star Wars Outlaws. I know it already is out technically, but it's the expensive versions, and I mean the main game's expensive enough. But so yeah, we'll be starting with the standard edition, which comes out on the 30th. I'll be playing that one. Excited for it, even though I know it's got controversy behind it. But yeah, then moving into September properly, on September 3rd, we do have The Casting of Frank Stone, which is another game made by Supermassive. They're the guys who made Until Dawn and The Quarry and the Dark Pictures anthologies. Yeah, that game has just been added to the list for this year. It's a replacement series for Avowed. I'll talk about Avowed, but that has been pushed back to 2025 now. So yeah, The Casting of Frank Stone on the 3rd of September, and then the next playthrough after that isn't until the 30th of September, which is the Shattered Space DLC for Starfield. It looks like it would be quite a lengthy DLC as well. Into October, on the 8th of October, we have Silent Hill 2's remake, and also on the 25th of October, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I do want to say as well, every single playthrough for the rest of this year will be on Xbox, apart from Silent Hill 2 remake, because that is a PS5 exclusive, so that one will be played on PlayStation. Everything else will be on Xbox. So yeah, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, of course, on the 25th of October on Game Pass as well. I'm very, very excited for this year's Call of Duty because it looks very, very good. There's also an open beta as well that's just been confirmed just before I started recording this. So yeah, that's exciting, and at the beginning of September, so I'll be definitely playing that. I might even record a video, who knows. Anyway, so yeah, then moving into November. Now November's probably the most busiest month out of all of them, because there are technically 3 games, but it could still only be 2, and in the month there'll be only 2 recorded. So what I mean is, so on the 15th of November, of course, that's when Assassin's Creed Shadow comes out. Yes, it does come out on the 12th technically, but that's the more expensive version. It's just like with Ubisoft with Star Wars Outlaws. It's the same thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll be playing on the 15th. Then on the 20th, we have Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Of course, it was originally meant to come out on the 6th of September, I believe it was, or the 5th. Pushed back till the 20th of November. And then the other game is meant to be on the 17th, so in between, which is meant to be the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. So apparently that game is coming out on the 17th of November. If it is, I will push it back into December. Going into December, we will have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the 9th of December, and I will do the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake alongside it. The only other thing to come out this year, well, it's still scheduled for this year, that is the third Atomic Heart DLC, but I've heard nothing on it. It could potentially get pushed into 2025. And anything else you might see from now until the end of this year will be wow, that was a voice crack. Will be bonus. So yeah. That's the rest of this year, and I did want to just quickly go over Gamescom because there were a few game announcements, and in fact there were 3 games in particular that very much excited me. Those 3 games, of course, are Dying Light: The Beast, which I actually thought was a DLC at first, but it's its own game. It's a smaller game though than both Dying Light and Dying Light 2. So yeah, Dying Light: The Beast, where you get to play as the main character from the first game. I still need to play Dying Light, but of course I played Dying Light 2 in 2022 and I loved it. And then next game I'm excited for is Mafia: The Old Country. Now, I've played Mafia Definitive Edition on my channel, which was the remake of the first game. I just played Mafia 2 for just by myself the other day actually, and really enjoyed that one. And I did like the mission where because Vito and Joey go, and they're the ones to go and kill Tommy Angelo, who of course is the main character in the first game. Of course, as well, I actually went back and looked at the definitive edition and looked at that final scene, and it is actually, they added in Vito and Joey. Obviously I didn't know that at the time because that was the first time me playing Mafia back when I played Mafia Definitive Edition. So but you know, that's pretty cool though, just to see the 2 main characters from the second game are the ones. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. Anyway, Mafia: The Old Country looks like it's going to take place before the first game, and it's going to be in Sicily, which, if you know your history, that's where the Italian mafia began. Of course, Sicily is an island just off the coast of Italy. Italy, of course, looks like a stiletto, which is a giant boot, or shoe, sorry, not boots, it's a shoe. And yeah, it's at the bottom. Sicily's down there. But yeah, that looks cool. It looks exciting. I know it was in a cinematic trailer, but I have enjoyed playing the Mafia games. I will play Mafia 3 for myself at some point as well. And the other game, the game that excited me the most, was Borderlands 4. Of course, I played Borderlands 3 on my channel. I played Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which was a spin-off game, and I also played Tales from the Borderlands as well. I still have yet to play the original Borderlands 2, and the pre-sequel. So I do need to play those for myself. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Borderlands 4. I know the film came out. I haven't actually seen it, but a lot of people do not like it. So yeah, I've noticed there were some questionable actors, like good actors, but why are they playing certain characters? But I haven't actually seen the film, but it's not got very good reviews. But I'm hoping Borderlands 4 will be very good, because I really liked Borderlands 3. The story wasn't exactly wasn't the best story I've ever heard. I actually I don't remember it very well, to be honest with you. But I did really like the gameplay. I love I'm not the biggest looter shooter fan. I don't mind them, but there are some I do like Destiny and Borderlands. Obviously Borderlands isn't online like that, but yeah, no, I'm excited for that one. And I just wanted to take a moment to look ahead to 2025 to see how ridiculous of a year. I mean, 2023 was, you know, quite a packed year, quite packed, but next year is ridiculous. I mean, 2023 had a lot. This year was a bit more of a downtime year, but there were still some decent games that came out. The other games though to come out next year that are scheduled for next year at the moment is Grand Theft Auto 6, Fable, Monster Hunter Wilds, Dying Light: The Beast, Death Stranding 2, Silent Hill F, which will probably have a name change, Call of Duty obviously next year, which I think will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, Clockwork Revolution, Judas, Perfect Dark, Doom: The Dark Ages, Atomic Heart's 4th DLC, Atomfall, Phantom Blade 0, Little Nightmares 3, South of Midnight, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, Borderlands 4, Avowed, Mafia the Old Country. There also are 3 other games I've got down here, but they are for 2026, which is Gears of War E-Day, the Wolverine, and Blade. There also are 2 other games I have on this list that haven't been confirmed for 2025, but there's a very big possibility that both of them could come out. And I feel like at the Game Awards they might get announced, or maybe they're separate companies will announce them, but that is Resident Evil 9, Apocalypse, and Far Cry 7. There is a big possibility that both of those games could come out, but they haven't been confirmed yet. But if they do, I mean, it's looking stacked already with those 2 added to it. My goodness, what a busy year 2025 could be. But yeah, no, it's exciting. I am looking forward to the rest of this year and next year. As far as 2026 goes, we'll see how it goes at the moment, but for now, we're going to continue on. There was one other thing actually that I forgot to mention, and that is a game that's just came out on the 20th of August, which I'm not going to be covering, which is Black Myth Wukong. Now, I'm not covering the game, and it's annoying, but the reason why I'm not covering it is because it has no difficulty it doesn't have difficulty settings. Basically, it's a Souls-like game, and after Elden Ring, I was like, Elden Ring was an exception. Obviously, I played the DLC as well. Again, that's part of Elden Ring. It was an exception. I'm not going to play anything else like that. I'm not going to play another Souls-like game that doesn't have difficulty settings. Obviously, yes, I played Rise of the Ronin and Stellar Blade, which are Souls-like games. However, they have difficulty settings. You know, they have an easy mode, and I'm not the best at those types of games, as you can see by my Elden Ring playthrough. I mean, I didn't cover Lies of P last year. I was thinking about it, and it was on Game Pass, but I chose not to cover it because I'm not a big fan of I'm not a ginormous fan of Souls-like games. I get them. I get why people like them, but it was just not for me. So yeah, that is why I'm not covering Black Myth Wukong. It sucks because the game looks absolutely fantastic, and it's about Chinese mythology as well. I'd be eager because I do like mythologies. I know a lot about Norse and Greek and a little Egyptian, but a little about Egyptian, but I don't know really much about Celtic or Chinese. And Chinese would, and you know, this is Chinese mythology, and it looks really, really cool. But unfortunately, yeah, I can't because of that, because of the setting, and I just don't want to, basically, which is it's unfortunate because yeah, but it is what it is. Anyway, that is pretty much it. I do want to say I usually don't talk about this stuff, but we are only 4 subscribers away from 300 subscribers. So if you do feel like subscribing, that'd be ideal, because that'll be quite a big milestone to hit 300 subscribers after many years. I wish I had more, but it is what it is. It was never about the subscribers for me. So anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.